Hi, I'm Erik Jones, and you're listening to Verse by Verse. Do you pray to God every day? I hope you do. Prayer, communication from us to God, is an essential component of a true Christian's life. It is not merely for communicating our needs to God, but how we maintain and build a strong and vibrant relationship with Him. The people God worked with in biblical times were people of prayer, which is one reason He was able to use them in powerful ways to accomplish His will. One of those servants was the prophet Daniel. In fact, with the exception of David, we probably know more about Daniel's prayer life than almost any other Old Testament figure. For instance, we know that Daniel's habit was to pray 3 times a day, and that he was willing to risk his life and safety to maintain his practice of daily prayer. The book also tells us that God heard his prayers. If we likewise desire that God hear our prayers, we can learn much from Daniel. In fact, there is a verse in the book of Daniel where an angel explains precisely why God heard Daniel's prayers. Let's take a closer look at that verse and see what it teaches us. It's found in Daniel 10, verse 12. Daniel had recently been given a prophetic vision that greatly troubled him, causing him to mourn for a period of 3 weeks. At the end of this period, an angel appeared to strengthen and encourage him. Part of that encouragement was assuring Daniel that his prayers were heard by God. Notice what the angel said. Then he, the angel, said to me, "Fear not, Daniel, for from the first day that you set your heart to understand and humbled yourself before your God, your words have been heard, and I have come because of your words." That angel was sent to speak to Daniel because God had heard his prayers. But notice the 2 reasons the angel gave for why. Number 1, Daniel set his heart to understand, and number 2, Daniel humbled himself before God. Those statements provide 2 practical keys for us today. Let's take a deeper look. Daniel set his heart to understand. Though the book bearing his name tells us Daniel was a talented and intelligent man, in fact, he was one of the young Jews who were hand-picked to work in the Babylonian government, Daniel wasn't overly impressed with himself. When you are naturally gifted, it's easy to develop an oversized opinion of yourself and your abilities, and that can cause a person, at least subconsciously, to feel less of a need for God. The more confident we are of our natural intellect, the less we can feel we really need to rely on God for guidance. But that wasn't Daniel. Despite being a very intelligent man, he sought guidance, direction, and understanding from God. He practiced the principle that was written in the book of Proverbs many years earlier. Proverbs 3 verse 5. "Trust in the Lord with all your heart, and lean not on your own understanding." So that is the first key to God hearing our prayers. Rely and seek Him. Don't develop your own system of morality or understanding of the world based on your own observation. Understand that God is God, the eternal being who is responsible for all that is. He has perfect knowledge of all things, and His ways, when practiced, always work. Live your life and pray to Him with a deep recognition of that fact. To do this requires the second key. Humble yourself before God. That's what Daniel did, and we can do that too. To seek understanding and guidance from God requires deep humility. Now, humility isn't just having a low opinion of ourselves. Yes, it includes thinking about ourselves soberly, not having an inflated view of our own intellect and abilities, but primarily it is viewing every aspect of our life in comparison to God. When we deeply recognize how great, powerful, and perfect He is in every aspect of His character and in every work and decision He makes, we will develop a godly humility. This helps us recognize that any gift or ability we may have personally comes only through God graciously gifting it to us. It also helps to see how deeply flawed we are in comparison to Him. Friends, praying every day is important, but that alone isn't enough. Consistent prayer is of little value if it isn't done with the approach and attitude exemplified by the prophet Daniel, earnestly seeking understanding from God and humbling ourselves before Him.
Verse by Verse is a Life, Hope, and Truth podcast. Check out the show notes to find more free content, like videos, articles, and booklets in our Learning Center.